The true death of Zaddy.
It's set up like a one of these characters is going to die by the end of this episode.
This time on Dragon Ball.
Right.
So
You're like, it's Piccolo or Krillin. I mean, obviously it's going to be one of
dude,
those
Krillin just always gets fucking destroyed.
Like, we
His
know
whole job is to
one of those two is gonna die.
so that he could die in his face. Same with Yamcha.
Yeah.
Just dead.
Just dead, or an arm cut off, and then like 30 episodes, Vegeta or Goku or both of them will die, and then we could just go on to the next season where
Okay.
they bring them all back.
So, since last we left off, you guys
Very
had
dreadful.
adventured through the Beastlands for quite some time. Fought a gator to get information on how to get to where you're going in the first place. Brought the gator over to snakes. Snake people gave you a map that would lead you to where you're going, mostly out of respect for killing a rival, as well as to make the pale skins leave. So you traveled out of Brux and into Karasuthra, where you eventually did find the home of the once home of Elysian, or believed to have been. The stars themselves in the sky are abound in general. But on the map, they were not in a specific location. The reflection of the pool of water, when angled correctly, did not see any of the stars in the sky. And also, if angled correctly, you could see what was, at one point, the actual city that was held within this portal that you guys have stumbled upon. While investigating that, Atosh took a stroll into a lake by himself.
I did.
And was the party's ride. So when he disappeared, there was a pretty immediate panic for
I got the keys.
whether or not everyone's even going home after this. Everyone assembled into the druidic encampment that had been since destroyed. You guys were
There you go.
That long? Fuck off.
No, this is last time.
Okay. Okay.
you guys
Jesus.
ended up in
I was looking for the quote.
in this fallen city, in which you were confronted by 6 druidic figures, one of which assumed a starry form upon your entrance. Once everyone ended up showing up, the tension largely dissipated, though there's still a decent amount of just distrust for the general party.
Mhm.
Atosh and Elysian went to a tree that had been mangled by the flames, and the tree vouched, he's your boy, and
He said tree factor authentication.
tree factor authentication is
Yeah.
correct. And so
That's pretty good.
That was a good one.
and so at least one thing within this land did recognize Elysian as being part of this land. There's still the why you're here aspect, as well as like how did you come back, how did you know to look. That type of questioning has still not happened from the druids, and it has not yet been explained to them. But again, tree at least vouched for this, and Kala let you know that he was in fact familiar with someone who was, like, he had heard that someone was taken, did not see who was taken or what that referred to at that time, but did know that had happened, and that is essentially where we left off. I don't believe I missed anything, but I may have. And so you guys are on your way back, Elysian and Atosh are on the way back from this tree, after communing with it, back to the party where you guys are all being held in a holding pattern, at spear point, at staff point. However, when Kala returns in the druidic Sylvan tongue, he says to the group that he says you understand it to be, there is no danger, but still tread lightly. because you still have comprehend languages up.
Yes.
And so you understand that at the very least, and you guys can see by the tone after he speaks this that they lighten up, they relax themselves, they withdraw their weapons from like a ready, like not, they weren't like pointing them at you in that style of thing, but they like go from ready to literally hit you with it in a moment's notice to being able to sheathing their weapon where applicable. The druid that assumed the form of the bear transforms out of that form, and Kala looks to you all and says, I do hope you understand the trepidation and the hostility that we had towards you. I'll be frank and state that I and we still don't trust everything here, and I hope we can sort out what is missing from our minds and yours. I suppose I'm glad you've come, and we can try to solve who you are. Do you have any recollection outside of the tree of this place?
Before or after it burned?
Andy?
I would say I definitely don't remember any. I
You
remember
can-
a little after it.
You can make a history check. It's your own history. The DC is still high because you were very, very, very young. So I'm going to set the DC at 20.
Wow.
I'm talking you were
What kind of roll
6
is she
years
doing?
old. It's a history check.
History check?
Mhm.
Can I give you 16?
What's
You
that?
can.
I give you 16. I can't say can I. I'm gonna give you 16.
So I add 16 to
No,
whatever?
you rolled a 16. Now add your history.
No, add your history.
Whatever, like my plus?
Your history modifier and your.
I'm a +1.
Okay. Well, okay. It was either my 16 or you
I'm
rolling a 20.
okay. I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I'm okay with you spent enough time around the party.
Fuck.
That's fine. I rolled
I mean, you do need a 19, right? So it's
I
not
would've rolled
like.
a 15.
Yeah.
I didn't know she needed a 19.
You can also
I thought
do.
she needed like
However,
12.
hold on. If you'd like, you can cast guidance upon yourself first. There's no
that's
bar in
right.
the party for like bardic inspiration, but you can do. You can also, if you have good day, I think it applies to skills as well. So there's some. I don't. Is today a good day or a bad day? I don't remember.
It's a good day.
So
Here go my next
Good
party.
day.
there's some ways that you can do this. So if he gives you a 14, and also you what was the other 5e site that I said? Wasn't it 5e 2023? What was the old edition?
2014.
2014 5e tools. Google.
Did
All
they
right.
archive one of them or something?
They did.
Oh. Just to make it easy.
I had gotten there at one point. I don't remember how. But so what I'm saying is, you can guide yourself, as well as if it's a good day. I'm just looking for whether or not good day affects skills. I don't know that it does.
He says
2024.
Stars.
I was looking at
attack,
it wrong.
check, and save.
So it doesn't, but guidance would.
Check is a skill check.
Oh, sorry, it does then. Sorry.
I was gonna
Spend a
say.
minute.
So you
Got it.
need
You need
16,
to roll
17. You need to roll like a 3.
well, and you can good day yourself, so you could do both. You guide yourself first, and you can roll a d4.
I got a 1.
Okay. Now, you also can roll. What is your good day dice? Your guys are level 10.
Yeah.
I only roll 1, right? Because I'm not.
Starry 4.
Duplicate.
We're in the
this is-
Beastlands.
Or do I roll 2? I don't know.
Yes, it's attack, saving throw, ability check. You can use your reaction to roll. So, we are in the Beastlands. Wow, this is gonna be you. As long as you don't roll double 1.
Well, she's at
You-
18 right now. She got a 16 +1 for guidance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, never mind. So
Don't roll a 2 or a 1.
never mind.
On
We get there.
2d6?
We end up getting there because it's 2d6, not 1. because
So
we
even if
are
I
where
roll
we
a
are.
one,
Yeah, so it doesn't matter because of the 16 and guidance and the good day. All of those, your 16 spent, your good day spent.
You know what?
So
roll the
mark those.
2d6. I just want to see you roll snake eyes.
It also roll the 2d6 because you might gain more information.
5 and a 2.
So
Hey.
7.
Yeah, it's not
So,
snake eyes.
25.
25. 25 is a different threshold. So I will allow you to
Snake eyes.
recount
Get it out of the way.
2 different aspects
Snake
of
eyes. See?
uh,
Now that's
Of-
not gonna happen.
the room you may have grown up in, or the
Thank you, Jacob. You're welcome.
the building you may have grown up in. And what I will say by that is, if you choose to do the room, you can describe any aspect of it. If you choose the building, I'll give you some of what you can build off of, and then based on that, you can make some stuff.
This is before it burned.
Hmm?
This is before it burned?
Yeah, this is your the reason why the DC was 20 or 20, and then for 25 being two aspects rather than one, is because if you ask a 4-year-old to describe their room, good luck. You know, so that's why the DC was where it was. But I will allow you to pick either. You can pick one of 3 things. You can pick. You already picked, like, you already got the tree, but you could pick a place that you and your parents may have frequented. You can describe your parent, one or both of your parents. If you describe both of your parents, you'll actually take both of the successes. And then if you want to, you can describe, like, the building. I can give you some of the building you grew up in, and then you can talk about specifics there.
Alright. Thank you.
Why do I only have combat music?
I was gonna say, this music is intense. For what I'm
Why
describing.
do I only have combat music?
In the bedroom. Come on, music.
But yeah, whatever you'd like to do.
I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking. How do I want to describe it? So there was a room that we always went into, and we spent a lot of time in. My mom and my dad, we would go to the library, and there would just be books for days all along the walls. And we would read different books and look at different books, picture books, any book that looks pretty. My dad was tall and had one single blonde streak in his hair. And my mom,
So hold on. If you recall more specifics about either parent. Okay. So you can
I'm
describe your
just
dad
describing the
more.
hair.
Yeah, you can describe your dad more, or you can describe your mom more with that one detail from your dad. You
I
know
was
what I
just
mean?
gonna describe the hair.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
And my mom had
How
2
big is the
streaks
skull?
of blonde in her hair.
Okay.
And, like, framing her face.
You sure?
I don't think I've ever had a skull.
They can be good, and they can be terrible.
A scone?
Yeah.
Are people here like hungry?
Are you
Always.
saying you're hungry?
I'm gonna break the scone.
Oh, the scone of many scones?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I got 100 scones.
Are you serious? You have trip zeros?
Yeah, I got chip zeros. I got 100
So there are 101 scones. Because the original scone doesn't go away.
Let's go.
Just when you so as you're recounting, this is the worst and most hilarious timeline. So as you're describing, as you finish
She's like being
describing
like super
your mom
character.
to Kala, you hear just off to the side, Atosh is speaking with, so, you know, Atosh goes like, hey, what's your name? And she goes, I'm Shisa. And he goes, do you want a scone? And she goes, okay. And then you hear and then you hear just a small little click, and then there is just 100 fucking scones, just a pile of scones that just apparate and pipe. So the way it works too is when you break it, they start duplicating until you run out of duplications. And so initially you break it, and then it starts duplicating in your hands, and you're trying to hold them and catch them all.
Fuck.
And and then suddenly you're just dropping
I
scones, and you
can't
have.
hold all these
I can't get a little. And Tosh is an immediate infomercial as he's trying his best, and people try to catch them as well.
He's trying his best. Can you write that down?
Yeah.
There's a bit of a chuckle as 100 scones apparate.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I've never rolled trip zeros on this percentile
This
dice.
is the best time to ever roll it.
I look over. Sorry. So your mom.
That's all I described. That's all I can describe.
Carlos says, okay, so let's start with the library and see if there's more that we can recount. And he begins to lead, and two of the druids do follow immediately, and then some of them are like waiting for your troop to start moving. I imagine that everyone pretty much starts going at the same time, but you can notice that there's still that bit of caution to them that they do wait for the party to start moving before all of them begin moving, and they're not going to let people stand behind them.
Go grab a scone.
Are
Don't
they,
leave any-
And just to
don't
clarify-
leave any to waste.
Most of us were tied up at the
Yeah,
last
they
session. I
while
assume that's
while the
what
scones were being popped into existence, you
Great.
guys were being untied. So nobody in the party was able to
How's
help
that wagon
catch
ready to the...
catch
Any
the
of the
scones.
stones.
Why are you looking at me that way?
Were they speaking all this in common when they got back, or was this
Why
all
the
still in the
fuck are
language?
you
Do I have any
looking at
idea
me?
what's going on?
When
Or-
she's when he's speaking to her, it has in this instance has. been
I'm still
in
like
common.
boggled by this,
Um,
and I'm like chewing, and you're like looking at me and what's going? I'm gonna say you got like a raspberry one or something. Can they be like a couple of different flavors, like a variety pack?
It would be 100 different flavors of
Oh
scone.
my god!
It's like
There's gonna be
jelly
some terrible flavors in there.
beans. Yeah.
No, some of them just have, instead of a cinnamon raisin scone having 5 raisins in it, one of them has 6 raisins in it, but it's still a slightly different flavor.
I'm gonna say most of them are like nice fruits and cream cheese. Nice. Fuck fruit. Like
Oh,
fuck
And then can we grab our
raisins.
stuff?
It's
Like, literally grab our stuff.
Yeah.
Pick up my stuff and
There's
strap it on.
You would notice, as would Felix for sure, that as you guys are grabbing your weapons, there's an immediate tension that doesn't seem to go away until like it's fully like sheathed or set to where it goes and not like immediately able to be used. But there's just a lot of PTSD over here. So you guys are led deeper into this place, and off in the distance you do see at one point there was definitely a larger structure off in the distance, not where he's taking you to the library, that is like 30% still standing, and you can tell at the point that it was one of the things that is still standing is closest I can give it is like a watchtower or a it's connected to the entirety of the structure, and it's in the central location of the whole thing, so it doesn't make sense for a defensive outpost. But the tower itself is higher than there's not that many things that are still standing, but you'd presume, given the rubble, that it was amongst the highest point, if not the highest point in this place. And atop it, there is an apparatus that you can make out was at one point a structure made of stone and glass that has since been destroyed. You guys are taken to a place where there's basically pillars of ash that make up where a bookcase was, and like the books don't burn all the way through, right? So you see that there's like portions of books that can be salvaged in some small ways. The amount of books here, though, is extremely vast. The only time you've ever been in a place that had more ever was in Langcap.
The only place you've seen more books is the biggest library on earth.
Yeah. But I say that as
I know what you mean,
you've
but
gone
it's
to,
just kind
like,
of a funny way to
going
look
into
at
Barnes and
It
Noble
was.
would be comical in size.
Was the
to-
biggest. We don't.
it. It's still mostly fine.
Yeah.
Probably.
We fucked that up.
Listen, I don't know about we.
I mean, like, the third place for me is, like, 4 books on a shelf.
No, you're on the team. I'm not saying it was
The
a
fourth
killer.
place is
Put a pin in it.
the
I would
two
say
books
nothing
that the
about
party
that
is
with
carrying.
Christopher.
One
And
book
if
that
it
the party
was
is
7
carrying
different people,
is
then
a
it's still
pretty big
evidence.
library to Farmer Dan.
Yeah.
And then Felix.
But so you're
we
taking
all happen to be there.
you're taken
doing our
to
own
this
separate thing.
library.
Fucking awesome.
I will allow. Obviously, you can look, but I will allow anyone to. If you are proficient in investigation, you can roll yourself or investigate
That's
or look
me.
things in your own way. But of course, you get to roll. I would like an investigation.
Oh, I'm
check.
proficient in investigation. That makes sense. I'm a cop.
Awkward.
It's
Yikes,
just still
that's
not very
a-
high because I'm not that smart.
28.
12.
I'll bring the cop with me.
Yeah.
You got it, Watson.
28, 12, and 20. Okay. So what you're looking for at this time, what you're looking for obviously is something that you may recognize, that you may have read, that may explain anything about stuff. Something that may jog your memory, maybe a book that you at one point read, or I will say, as an additional note, you remember that your dad always read books to you and your mom was always busy in the library. Now that you're here in this space, and with a 20, I will say that you recall your mom was always in. You remember that they had given you a small chair for your dad to read to you on, and your mom would sit across from you. You could still see her, but distant, and she was to be left alone. There were always people around her. But you were always told that you can't go over there. She's busy right now. But there are people there, so she can't be reading. You read to each other, or you read in the silence. So it never made much sense when you were younger. And you're able to find where that chair may have been. And you're able to go through some of the books you may have been familiar with. With a 20, I will give you that bit of information that I just gave. And just a little bit of sadness that you do find books from your childhood and you are slowly recounting what was taken. With the 28, I will say, you notice in between her picking up different tomes and looking through these children's book, she keeps looking a certain way, and she ends up kind of absentmindedly sitting down in a spot and looking as she's recounting what I was just saying in her mind. And you keep noticing that she keeps looking over at where there's a rather large pile of ash that had been assembled on. There was some sort of structure in the center of this room, maybe a table, maybe a plotter, maybe something large in this room, with a number of books that had been on it and a number of books that had been around it. And so that's where you begin your investigation. And one of the things you're able to find is the books that are here are in reference to, almost entirely in reference to court matters. It never specifies which court though, and it's hard to even with the 28, getting to here is like that's where you're getting is you can surmise that this is some form of politics, some form of government, and they refer to the court. There's not a name of any of the courts, but you can tell that they're referenced differently and that there's perhaps different court.
Is this thing even? It's all ash. There's nothing left.
I'm saying, well, some of the books, so you can open like what's left of a burned book,
Mm-hmm.
and in various pages here you'll find that the court disapproves of, and then it kind of trails off because it's ash, and then on the next page over you can make out some words that like expansion into the region of, and then you can find another page that's,
I'm
you know what I
following.
mean?
Sorry,
It's
yeah,
just
I'm following.
broken enough that what you're gathering out of it is, and obviously once you'd be sitting and finding these books and recounting your history a bit, and eventually I'm sure it'd be mentioned about what you're doing and what you're thinking about, between the two of you, obviously you were not in a position to understand what was going on at that time, just being so young, but the people here has not been described yet. Kala has been described as old, but old in Druidic means something, and he has been around for a very, very long time.
She keeps glancing over at this little area.
Which is where you do find these briefings.
And who's the old druid?
Kala.
I'm gonna ask her like, hey, what's the significance of this? Are these just court records, or were these like special,
No, this is where the courts would meet.
like this spot right here?
Often, when they would come, they'd meet here.
How many people were in the court?
Which one?
Oh. What's your circle called?
Stars? Stars.
Hmm.
Circle of the stars.
So that is, I will say on your sheet, that's what it is. You don't. It's not that you would know what your druidic circle is because you were taken before you could be taught. But it is the circle of stars.
Mm-hmm. I was like trying to cross a. Is this like a court of stars?
Here, do me a favor. Roll me. Let's do this really quick. Roll me a.
Ooh. Elysian or Atar?
Either one. I need to find.
I'm not rolling good.
It's. There's nothing.
I've had
wrong
2
with
hot rolls in a row.
It's like you made 100 scones.
I made 100 scones and rolled a 19.
So
I'm
the
sure
only court
zeros
that
are
you
still
get familiar
sitting.
with is the court of being in contempt of.
Being in contempt of these fists. That's your court. And the court is in session.
Can you roll me a
Judge,
D10? Can you roll me a D10, please?
Sure.
And where's executioner?
4.
4. So you find a page that has finally find a page that has a reference to a court, and you can find it as the Court of Fall.
Court of Fall. Maybe I could deduce it. Maybe this is like the court of spring, summer, winter, fall. Like there's 4
You
different
may.
courts. Maybe I asked her about it.
The Court of Fall is one of the lesser. I believe they had a dozen, maybe.
Oh wow.
On the court. Athene the Sower was the queen, is likely still the queen. We haven't had correspondence with the courts since the attack.
How could you have correspondence with the courts while you're in this like demi-plane?
They would come here,
They
so
would
of
come
course.
here. Okay.
Did they all just decide they're not going to come anymore?
Likely they saw destruction, and they are untrusting.
Oh, Faye.
For all we
Fuck.
know, they were the ones that sent to destroy. So, and by they I don't mean the Fall Court. I mean one of many courts. I don't suspect that it would have been the Fall Court. Actually, I believe that Rose, the Maiden of Color, may now be the queen, was princess. Can you really quick make a history check for me again?
Come on, better. You can be better than a 1.
Okay, 20.
20? Okay. You recognize the name. When he says Rose.
Did you say Rose?
Not Rose. Rose. I know it's
Roast without a T.
Rose. It's R-O, like, it's R-O-S. There's no E. But, and there's a thing over the O too. But, you can recall meeting a girl and were told that you will be friends later and that she's very important, that you're nice to her.
Name Rose.
But that is all you can gather. And you remember playing with her, but there was nothing of significance yet. She was older than you. There were the Court of the Seasons, all 4. They are the lesser courts.
Are there greater courts or not lesser courts? Would one of the lesser courts want this to happen?
Maybe, and I say maybe because it is hard to know when you're not the one at the table.
Is she,
and politics are played.
who she's claiming to be, is her family possibly a part of the courts?
Who is she claiming? Who are you claiming to be? I just know her to be the taken one.
I didn't know it was anybody else.
I describe a person, place, or object. Alright. I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay.
It's gonna be like Simba. And I'm gonna cast Legend Lore on Elysian.
Okay.
While touching Zaddies.
Awesome.
I mean, if you want to
Don't touch that and cast Legend Lore. Totally different Legend Lore.
I feel like I'll just vomit. Bad will happen.
Oh my
Vomiting
god!
anchor, that doesn't seem right.
Hey, why are you folding in half? Why are you inside out? Why is the world in?
You're making a dialogue.
Okay,
tone.
let
That
me
doesn't seem
read
right.
the Legend Lore again.
Making a dial-up tone. Are you from the future? Show me your DeLorean.
Okay.
Well, we don't need roads.
I don't know if it
So-
would work.
So I will lead with
Okay.
if the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information.
Oh fuck.
But you do gain information
You're legendary.
because
She's a 6
There
foot
is-
tall boy.
She is.
there is a legendary group that she is part. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, I'd actually be kind of pissed. I'd be like, oh sweet, we're legendary, but that's the information I got.
But also that was a 5th level fucking spell.
Okay, so she's legendary.
No, so what you gather is there's no status or position that comes to you from this. However, there is a spark of celestial divinity that comes to you that obviously is means for investigation. And I will I mean, obviously it's obvious out of character, but in character you now get that the stars themselves are born of the people she's from, and you have, when you receive this information, you essentially glean that, like, essentially stars are in her blood and the stars themselves are her people. And those stars didn't exist. None of them. Nothing in the cosmos existed prior to this bloodline, prior to this spark.
Oh, fuck. She's a god. Sort of. I don't even know how I described that to the group, so I'm just going to say somehow I described that to the group. Elysian is legendary. If you weren't legendary, the spell would have just went like, damn it.
Who is
Alright.
that?
No search results
dis?
found. But instead, you got a Wikipedia page, you got an IMDb, you got everything.
You got a Google search.
And I would say that
I'll say the whole star thing.
Ah, what the heck?
Truly, like, or her people
That
are
was
born of the
dramatic.
stars, and the stars are her people.
I would say that you also would get, as part of the legend lore itself, that the Court of Stars is directly tied to both the Court of Stars and the Court Under the Stars
Ooh,
are directly tied to this celestial entity that is being radiated.
Ooh, maybe that's why you were collected, because you're a celestial entity, or part of one, or a bloodline of one. Then you're part of the court under the stars, the court of the stars. And I'm saying this all out loud to the druid, like, hey, court of the stars, court under the stars. How about that?
We are and have been both the Court Under the Stars and of Stars.
One of them, part of them, bloodline. He has no idea if I'm telling the truth. It's just magic to this.
You have, and that's what's worrisome.
To you as a DM, or
No,
to them?
it's easy comment.
Oh, okay.
I suppose I can be more forthright and say that you're standing on the ground you stand on here in this land and from whence you came above is ours. And I say that in the most literal sense. We brought it here and we made it. We forged it. It was ours. The entrance that you came through, the Evergold, we brought here. The stars in the sky are us, and really any ties to fate likely go through us.
Okay.
It's
How?
how which, how what?
Yes? How do you bring a planet to a place?
Yeah.
There wasn't a
I'd like
place
to
to
know
bring
that
it.
too.
We made it.
One of my
How do you make it?
Put some flour and some sugar.
I suppose you'd have to ask.
And you gotta have the good wheat.
Preheat 375.
You would have to ask Titania, but she's been dead
You don't
and
want
for a very
to
long
stir it.
time.
You want to fold it.
There you
The Celestial Paragons have
Yeah.
more power than you could fathom, and so it's.
So you get like a Jupiter.
Do you ask the gods how they
go. Calm down.
perform their miracles?
I'm talking about bacon.
Sometimes.
So I got
It's
bacon.
kind of the quest we're on right now.
It
Think
is.
about it.
It really kind of is. But maybe not.
It's like, I don't know, given the chance, probably.
Maybe not.
It's like, you want to teach me some of those tricks?
Bring a One of my big goals is to bring a planet somewhere else.
The
It is.
Very fucking quickly. At about Mach 2.
the Celestial Paragon. The way we tell it may be differently than yours. But we were first and then came the god. And we made them. And we made all of them. So when you ask me, how does one make it? I could not tell you. How does a seed blossom?
Water and sunlight.
I know
Dirt.
that in our faith, I understand you and your people believe in your Trinity. Know that we made them.
That's a lot to unpack.
What about the dragons?
What dragons? Which one?
Did you make those too? And I go to my dragon page, and I go, well, first we met this dragon all the way up in the north.
Every fucking time.
Do you want to know what every dragon we've ever met?
I don't think it fucking matters now. It's just another Tuesday for us. Tell
So
them.
when
Tell
are we
them
going to go somewhere
dragons.
and not meet a dragon? Which one of you is a dragon?
I don't know.
I'll go through like
every.
every dragon that I know and who they're a part of, but specifically wanting to focus on if they have any knowledge of the name Orinthius or any of those evil dragons.
So, first and foremost, which of the two names comes first out of where's my dragon page? What's his name?
Jean-Luc Picard.
That'd be so
Out of who said first, Ignisar or Orinthius?
The
Ignisar.
dragon.
Ignisar said first.
She's higher on my list.
So he would, when you're listing off and going down the list, and you say Ignisar, you do get a response from Kala, and he says, we were there when the dragons were created, and yes, we made those too.
And what about this other guy,
Is Elysium
Orinthius?
just God? Just is Elysium just God?
One of
From
the
that
gods.
Bloodline.
I'm telling you, we made it, and in fact, we worship it. It's the god of the cosmic, and we are the cosmic.
Pointing again.
Yes, this is where you come in. Do your story thing. She's.
Would it feel better if he did the political
I think-
gesture?
I think she's actually
No.
out of starting.
I thought you were going to take that another way.
No.
I think she's actually
No,
out of
no,
starting.
no.
I was
Just
like-
the political.
Oh, you're
I'm
out
making a
of
point.
I think so.
Got it.
Not the.
Got it. It was like, what?
This is your deity. Bloodline. Right here. Not you, you fuck. Her.
Farmer Dan flushes bashfully out.
This is your bloodline, and he pushes him.
Oh my! Just a
You
George.
him off
Another
the
Star Trek or George.
Oh shit, there.
Oh my! Literally, when that moment when you're waving at someone and then you realize the person in front of them is like,
Mate.
oh god, I'm so embarrassed. I want to die.
Not you. Them.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
try to
running
be
for
polite.
something.
Yeah, you're like,
So I'm going to go
Sorry.
through my, so this is what the people in our world believe.
so embarrassed.
And then just talk about how there's the one side that believes the cosmic dragon is underneath the whole planet, and that if he wakes up, it's going to destroy the whole planet. And there's another side that wants to wake up the cosmic dragon and
Destroy the whole planet.
Well, they don't think it's going to destroy the whole planet, right? We want to bring back the cosmic dragon.
Yeah,
He's
they,
awesome.
they believe that their god is sealed away and shouldn't be, because why would you seal away our god?
And then
And why if we worship him would he destroy us all?
I'm from the place in the middle where we don't want to wake up the cosmic dragon. We don't want to keep the cosmic dragon where he is. We want people to just stop doing the things and let us live our lives without fighting each other over
I'm
the
in the
dragon.
middle where I don't give a shit
So-
about no fucking dragon.
So you would like it to stay where it is then, and you've chosen a side.
That's what you just said.
Whoa.
Well, if we could put it somewhere else that doesn't destroy the whole world, that would be cool too. But
So
Put it in someone else's
I-
planet. SpongeBob episode.
or if it's not even
I know
underneath
a
the
planet
planet
you
to
can put it
begin
on.
with, like we don't know what's
Send it to
true,
mine,
right?
And then somehow
So-
We
we
just
block
have
mine
one
in a
side that
fucking
believes
box.
one thing, one side that believes another thing, but nobody really knows. Like, nobody from our world was there, right? You said you guys were there, so like you know what happened, right?
our
Does that
our
mean she
legend
knows
says
what
that we
happens?
were there.
Does that mean
So
she knew
I
what
can't
happened?
say that I was there
Maybe.
or
No,
I saw
maybe
it.
not.
Okay.
So in the same way that you are told this by those before you and those before them and so on and so forth through your tomes, we were as well. This is eons ago. I stopped counting after the 3,000. So
As one does.
I too stopped counting when I hit the 3,000.
um,
But where do your stories say the cosmic dragon is sealed away?
Is there even
why
a
would they be
cosmic
sealed
dragon?
away?
Oh,
Well, they are.
If they're not sealed away, like that's
Where
even
are they?
better.
We founded Orinthius. We created it. Frankly, it was a pet of Morwan.
But where is it?
It's
And who's Morrowan?
Morwan, the genesis of cosmos.
Morwan?
Or, I'm sorry, Morwell.
Morwell.
The celestial paragon that you're now saying that you're from.
Morwell?
Morwell. Morwel. Morwell.
Got it.
The genesis of cosmos. You're now telling me that you are the descendant of Morwell, and
In her defense, he's saying that.
that's right. You're saying that that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, I will go back to, you have chosen a side. You said this side wants to release it and that side wants to not. And you said, I just want things to stay the way they are. That in and of itself is a side. And you've chosen, before choosing, to keep it the way it was. So,
He's got you there.
think upon that.
Fair. What I really want to know is where is Orinthius? Because if Orinthius is locked away somewhere and freeing Orinthius isn't going to destroy our planet, then yeah, let's free the guy.
Hockey game.
I couldn't tell you where Orinthius would be. Morwell, we believe, had returned to Elysium. And why wouldn't she take her pet? She did. So what she did with it, who knows?
Remind me again, what do I know about Elysium?
Elysium is the
Another plane.
plane of existence, that the other plane, and it's, I believe, one of 3 planes that were on the chart that he had gone to.
Got it. Okay.
I could concur with that.
I was like, if Orinthius isn't locked up at all, then it doesn't really matter which side I pick because nobody knows what's going on and they're just fighting over nothing.
So, yeah, Elysium was one of 4 places that Medvec had gone. Elysium, the Beastlands, Limbo, and Acheron. I couldn't tell you whether or not. I'm assuming you recounted the lore of how we got there in the first place. I couldn't tell you whether or not there was squabbling amongst the gods that we created. I don't imagine that there wouldn't be, in the same way that the court fights amongst itself, even though celestial power is abound. There's always struggle for power. So, I do think it's cute though that they found a place that they can themselves be us. And I use us very loosely. I'm not. But you presume that she is.
Yep. Blood.
What can we do to bridge the gap? Check my understanding, combine all the facts, connect the dots. What can we... How could I know?
With a dance off. Or what is it? The regular show, the synth battle. I don't know. Can you do magic? Fucking. So she was kidnapped. She was taken, and she was collected by this guy, and then. You were part of the Beastlands. I pull out the letter where it shows like the little dial of the planes with the Beastlands is on it, as if she's from here. She's a puzzle piece.
I am a little confused by your chart.
Let me see your chart.
I appreciate that
Two
you
of
center
us.
yourself in it though.
What? I'd center
Well, this
myself in
wasn't
it.
this wasn't our chart. Was that was
It was the letter.
The chart of the material plane.
Yes.
That you're referencing. He's saying,
Oh,
that's
I'm-
you think you're here.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I know.
I'm from a
That's just
different
what he-
plane
that's-
of
that's all-
existence. I'm from space.
I'm not from here, I'm actually between.
I'm from this primordial soup that's all around it.
I'm checking really
This
quick.
motherfucker thinks the sun goes around the earth.
That's really what he's saying. Like he's like, oh, that's cute.
Oh no, my plane goes to another school.
I thought you had a date. She goes to another school.
I'm checking if he has a spell. I don't know if he would be able to cast as well.
He's got spells.
He does. He's a very high level druid.
Is there like an artifact or something that might... I start like shuffling through the bookshelves. Is there an artifact or something you can touch that like reacts? Is there a family chart somewhere? Family tree? I mean, they wrote everything down. There's got to be like a family tome in this
I did
bitch.
touch the tree.
A blood checker.
I
He
touched
said
the tree.
he knew
No, I
you.
touched the tree.
Oh yeah, you.
The tree said he knew that it knew you, not could prove who you were in some way.
And in my story form, what did
I
it
know you.
You are out of starry forms.
You right.
You right.
Give me about 8 hours.
Let me take a nap.
Let me take a nap. Let me take a nap.
Put a pencil in that.
What a weird thing to say to somebody that you like just met and trying to convince them something huge. You're like, yeah, you know, it would really help me convince you of this thing if I could just take like a 20-minute nap real quick. Do you have a bed I can use?
I gotta go to the bathroom for a while.
I'm
You
seeing.
got any more stones?
He definitely
Well,
does.
good.
Let's go and Kuma.
Nope. I'm seeing if he's willing to let you guys rest so that he can look and see if he can surmise some things as well.
Also, I don't know if we ever mentioned this, but most of the reason that we're here is to just figure out what the hell happened here and like see if there's anything useful that we can do to help us fight the guy who did this to you because he keeps threatening us, and he's really powerful in our plane of existence, and it's gonna be a problem for us that we want to get rid of.
Can I show the shackles? I don't know if that's gonna do anything.
That's kind of why we came here, but also like to find out where she came from because
That'd be
I'd
cool.
like to know that. But
So, for the burning one, it's already been our problem. If you want to know what happened here, that's simple. We were found. There was a very large-scale army that encroached upon us, and we lost.
Who was leading them? Do you know who was leading them?
The man you stated.
I just didn't know if like the prince was there. Or that weird guy for some reason. Did they have a dragon for some reason?
They did not.
Darn. Or good.
Man, there's no druidic spells that reach back into the fucking past, huh? Not a lot of divination going on over here.
They just like plant, dude. Plants and animals, man.
Well, is there any plants that are like the tree that's very old? I mean, it said that it knows her, but can it like pull memories or something? Is there any kind of spell tree memory?
8th level. We're not there yet.
Well, that guy might be. He's 3,000 years old.
High level druid spells are fucking scary.
And what are you asking for? I'm sorry.
If there's something that he can do with like the plants or animals that are very old from this plane that can like, oh yeah, that's little Moira's girl. She used to spill her hot chocolate on me.
So that's been done actually already with the tree. But
Well, like the
didn't-
tree said, it was like, oh yeah, I know her. But
Did-
could
yeah,
it be
didn't
like,
have-
here's my memories?
Didn't
of
have
her?
reference for.
Like it wasn't very specific. You said right? Like the tree.
I mean, the tree.
It's like, yeah, I know her, but I don't remember from where.
Yeah, the tree knew that she had climbed it. Is really what it was.
But like, could it?
Man, there's
Could they pull like anything else? Like, oh yeah, it's out of it. I guess I don't know.
Ooh.
Super tree speak.
Druids can learn a spell called Shape Change.
Aha.
It's just.
Never mind. So they actually have divination as a spell that they can cast.
Tree divination.
It is not. No, it's just divination. It is not a spell that they have prepared. So, you say that you'd like rest to show the starry form. You show the shackles, and
I
so-
think the shackles are muting or
Yeah.
pushing her power back.
Her.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No problem. So when you show the shackles, he recognizes them as when they came. There were things in people they were looking for, and that he remembers that they would be bound, though he did not see any shackles himself. He distinctly remembers that it wasn't meant to be a slaughter until it was. And definitely what I mean by that is when they attacked, obviously there was the initial warriors fighting warriors, and it was obvious that nothing was of import to these people. But whenever there were leaders present, lethal force was not used initially. Until something were decided, and he was unaware of what that decision had been. We can reconvene tomorrow, and I can consult. with the Paragon to see if what you believe may be true.
Okay.
One last question before we rest for tonight.
As many as you'd like.
Does the name Talek mean anything to you? Have you ever heard that name before?
I don't believe so. Should I?
He claims to be a prophet who knows everything about Orinthius and is the one writing these tomes that can tell you how to wake him up and free him from his prison. So I was like, well, if he's one of you guys, or like escaped from here or left here or something, that might be why he knows all the stuff. But if you never heard of him, he's not in any of your legends or any of your books, then I don't know, he's probably just making stuff up.
So, your stories of your gods are fascinating because we haven't heard any of them. Why? It seems a wasted effort to, as an example, why would you worship an elemental when you know something greater than an elemental? So, of course, through the lens that you have, you would give reference to those as your gods. I suppose we could be wrong. I suppose maybe we didn't make them. Maybe we just claimed we did. But I don't see how the rest of everything is possible. If not for that being true.
It's a very confused look on Batu's face.
I'm not sure how to. You've placed these creatures that we had as pets on pedestals that, so much so that one of them is caged and it might cause your world to be destroyed.
That's what people say. Yes.
I guess my confusion is if you were gonna have something that could cause your world to be destroyed, why would you ever put it in there in the first place? Seems like foolish planning on whoever put it there. And if you're saying your gods put it there, then it must not know very much. Or must not care about your existence. I guess both could be true.
Fucking Adam.
Man.
I realize this is like...
No, I say that out. Felix says that
yeah.
in character.
Bruh.
I fully understand that our beliefs may be insulting or wrong to you, but the same would be true the other way, I believe.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it out loud to your face.
Why not?
Because that'd be rude.
You come to our place, dig through our dead, and worry about being rude about faith.
I haven't done shit.
You. And I'm not saying you shouldn't, and I'm not saying that there's an offense.
The things you've done.
I feel you've traveled. I feel you've traveled far enough to warrant some amount.
Mm-hmm.
I'm skeptical of our own world's beliefs, and have been for a very long time. So the information that you're giving me, while I am also skeptical of, only because it's the first time I've ever heard it, it's worth me noting because I have a strong suspicion that nobody in our world has any idea what is going on, and they're just fighting for the sake of fighting each other to have something, like they're pointing to these things as a reason to fight each other, rather than actually believing in it for the majority of them.
That's fair.
They're like,
It's I guess hard to place it on the scale. If you don't have all the facts and you live for as little as you do, it's hard to collect a picture. It's a lot of puzzle pieces to fit. And so when you have the very limited time that you would, how would you ever put it together? If this is true, then of course you'll stay and we'll reconstruct the court. I look forward to that day, and we will determine that tomorrow. I suppose if this is not true, we will still have the answers that we seek.
Stay. No. Felix is already a class case of emotion.
Yeah, and I'm kidding.
I was saying there's a lot more here than
I was gonna say-
I'm guessing at.
Having a bad couple of weeks. Poor Felix.
Yeah, I
Felix
think
is never going to the beast.
Hey, by the way,
Yeah, this has been
your
the
entire
questioning of
religion.
people she knew and loved back home, and then she gets somewhere, and then they go, "Your religion's fake, man. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about."
They just straight
Also,
DX.
you can't
The
hear
whole thing,
Yeah.
we made it up. They were our pets. So, unless there's any other, obviously you guys, it's not like time for bed, and then everyone wakes up in the morning. We can do that for sure. But if there's other questions that you'd like to try to get to today, or other things you'd like to try to do before we do so.
I'm gonna grab a good book.
Do
Nod off to a great story.
I just remember my mom in a meeting or like with other people at the library?
You just remember having been told numerous times that you have to leave her alone. She's very busy, and it was always confusing that other people were bothering her.
Yeah.
Other
Do
people
I
were
ever
always
see her
bothering.
like holding a specific book? Do I remember the color? Would
I don't think you would, because I mean you're just looking at a bunch of. Frankly, you're looking at a bunch of like governmental tomes and like logistical, like it's all bland monotony of government and inner politics. So there are not many of them are very decorated in that way. And divination doesn't do what the fuck I thought it would.
assholes.
God damn it. Is there a way to maybe? Oh,
Guess we need to find out about somebody.
okay.
Legend.
So
I think you should do that to random NPCs.
outside of, so it's been several weeks since we've played, but in game it's been like 2 days in Beastlands.
Yeah.
2 days
Feels like
ago,
forever.
you recall Farmer Dan guesting Zone of Truth, and
And you don't know that fucking spell. Yes, I do.
Oh yeah!
so,
You don't know that fuck. Give me your book.
It's in there for sure.
you don't know that spell. I cast Zone of Truth, as I think exactly how it went.
I, in fact, always know that spell. I can't forget it.
That's the only reason that I know it. I can't not know it.
It's burned into my brain. I wake up, Zone of Truth. I go to bed, Zone of Truth.
So what I will say is we can rest, and I have a different idea for them to have contributed. But the next morning, you guys come to. Is there anything you'd like to do before we go to that next morning?
I want to pull Elysian aside.
I guess Zone of Truth. You don't know that spell. That was back in fucking August.
Does it have a session number on there?
I don't write the session number.
Okay.
No, whatever August 7th is.
Okay.
Oh no, I cast
Can I, like,
that spell
get-
previously,
when we're
not in
done
the
with this
Beastlands.
campaign, whatever that fucking
And
is.
there, you had that exact same reaction then.
Shoot this.
I've cast this multiple times, and both times you said, "You don't know that."
I stand by that statement.
Every
Frankly,
time.
Was this a short rest?
I would too.
It will
I
be
think
a
the
long
first
rest.
time we like
but
talked you out
I
of
think
it
she
for
was
reasons
gonna-
you
Oh,
didn't
sorry.
end up
with you.
actually doing it.
I
What?
think
Or
Felix wanted to
something,
speak with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said sleep with me, and I was like, what?
It,
No.
You might. I don't know.
Hey-o.
I don't know.
I'm a gentleman.
Bunker buddies.
Bunker buddies. Elise, you're
Jeez.
actually
Eskimo
gonna
Bros.
like stay here, right? Okay. Good, because
Okay.
you gotta go get your revenge or
I
whatever.
mean, maybe after all said and done. You know, after
yeah,
everything.
this place kinda sucks.
I mean, damn, dude. What?
They're
Holy
You're
shit!
just,
Like,
you're just feeling a lot.
You're not there.
You're just feeling a lot.
Yeah.
You
Can I
were,
find-
you were
I'm-
not invited to this conversation.
I'm gonna find their
Damn.
druidic equivalent of like Great Expectations or some bullshit.
Big
They're
ass
classic literature.
canon literature.
You can definitely try to find it.
I'm gonna find the kids book and use my
Rocks.
goggles.
Ugh.
Shut
Your
up.
Ugh.
Canon literature. You say, did you
What?
read your literature?
You pull out a book about baby dragons. Picture book.
It's about dragons. Put it back. I don't want to read a book about dragons.
You didn't specify.
Your dragon senses pointed you right to it.
Damn.
Well, if you want to come back and like fix the place up later, we can get that. But you're coming back with us, right?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Don't let them trick you.
I will also say,
See, now it's
as
true.
one last
You promise.
tidbit here,
Pretty
that,
sacred.
So when you talked about Ignisar, you were told that the frame of reference that they knew them from was, Ignisar, son of Ronothere.
Ugh.
And they don't know Ignisar, they know Ignisar's dad.
How do I spell Ronothere?
Ronothere. Ronothere.
Ronothere. Ronothere is over there. So we have Ignisar, son of Ronothere, Aragorn, son of Arathorn.
And Morwell was allied with and often rode Ronothere,
Okay.
which was, we're talking, so you were given the frame of reference of the cosmic dragon Orinthius being the dragon that had the ownership over, like the dragon that was originally owned was Orinthius by the Genesis.
By Morwell.
Yeah, Morwell, Genesis of Cosmos. And then, sorry, not Morwell, but another among the court had Ronothere later down in centuries down.
So a descendant of Morwell?
A descendant of Morwell had a great ally in Ronothere. Oh no, I was right the first time. Yeah, Titania is the one that they say is actually the original divine spark. The one that, man, this note is wrong. Fuck.
So replace Morwell with Titania?
Yeah, so Morwell is a descendant of Titania.
Titania.
So Titania is the Genesis.
Titania is the genesis of Cosmos.
And Titania was Orinthius' owner. And then Morwell was the descendant of Titania.
Correct. And that's the final answer.
And Morwell was the one descendant of Titania, allies with Ronothere, who's the father of Ignisar.
Correct. A lot of names, a lot of lore.
His father's brothers, nephews, cousins, former.
Yeah. And they all have fucking titles, and it's just all bad.
As it should be.
Yeah. But yeah, Titania was the celestial paragon. Also, she was a fairy of William Shakespeare's. But fuck that guy. So, anything else that you'd like to do tonight before the morning comes?
Nope.
No. I am sleeping.
Okay. You guys do in fact get the full long rest.
Oh my gosh, I feel so refreshed.
You were attacked, dude.
I just, you mean, that was all, I think that was really my last spell slot was Legend Lore. I was saving the
And
fifth
you
level for
almost got
something
nothing
epic.
for it.
I got all 5 of my hit dice back.
So
Sorry,
yeah,
I had
Seriously,
one.
you were this close to having casted Legend Lore a long time ago, before the Legend Lore was ready to go.
Yeah.
You casted on the shackles,
Yeah.
not her. And
Not
I was
her.
like,
Yep.
We got a bad day now.
yeah.
You tell him.
Gotta get back all my nonsense things so I can do nonsense things with them.
Okay.
His quote, magic, unquote.
So daylight comes. Well,
Gonna catch fucking Zona.
night continues. Night continues as you come back to. You find
get
yourself
that
waking
10
up in the
hit
middle
points
of,
and
stuff. Yeah,
of
14
the
for everybody.
sleep for some scones.
Making
Since
sure.
you're always hungry here in the Beastlands.
I don't have any more scones, sorry boys.
Yeah, you still have. There's 100 of them.
Well, I figured
Yeah,
like
but
I
everyone
offered
has to
them
eat
to
5.
like all the people around us.
Okay, cool. So if everyone is eating your scones, then yeah, you won't have any scones.
Yeah, that was the point. I was like, yeah, they had us at Spear Point, but let's ease the tension, man. Let's break some scones.
It's like, let's break bread.
Literally broke the bread.
Yeah.
That I was Jesus in that moment.
I can't believe you rolled 100.
Trip zeros. First time in my life.
For scones.
You know the story about the bread and the fish? How he just multiplied the bread and the fish? That was me. I was God. Right there.
Okay,
Oh,
so
this is gonna be a thing.
It is. I'm a God. Oh, fuck yeah. Portents. I can do that. Ooh.
Hey, yo, let's go.
Who's ready to fuck
I
shit
could
up?
really fuck
Probably
with
Farmer Dan.
people because what it says at sunrise you receive these, right?
And this,
And the sun never rises.
I don't remember.
I
what
think it says long rest.
But if there's a dusk or dawn
Cats
effect,
reaches into.
so I know that there's some things that I'm planning on.
I
dusking.
know. I think it's the long rest.
When you
though.
finish a long rest.
Woo!
There are some things that are at dusk or at dawn.
Yeah,
It
usually
replenishes
it's magic
charges.
item charges.
Those
say
don't
at dawn.
apply here because it's always been.
Let me check my necklace of prayer beats then.
That's hey,
That's
good
a
point.
dawn one for sure. That's
Yeah,
a dawn
long
one.
rest.
Cat's pulled out his treasure trove of books. When
Until
Cat's
the next
meeting's over.
dawn. Okay.
So whatever prayer beads you had spent or still spent, it has not been dawn.
It is always dawn here. Or is this
No,
the
it's
dusk
always
one?
dusk.
It's always dusk here. This is the dawn one.
So we need to go to that other place real quick for it to be dawn.
Hey, whoa!
The sun has to rise when the beads are present.
God, the Beastlands kind of fucking sucks sometimes.
Would you say John?
I didn't say you. I said the Beastlands, not my friend Elysian kind of sucks sometimes. I said the Beastlands.
He meant it,
I
though.
believe you also called me a god.
I did. I meant every word of that. I wasn't like gassing you up. Like that was. I feel like I should be terrified.
So, I mean, this is the terrifying way to do it, and I think that's what he would do. So the next morning, when you come to, Kala has been awake, and he is presently sculpting. In his hand, there is a diamond. The diamond is worth more than 1,000 gold pieces, and he is at this moment molding it like clay and casting a spell, and just shaping it, and is slowly shaping a full diamond into a small dragon.
Oh,
Um,
wild. Can I
And
tell what he's doing?
you can make an Arcana check.
Good at those. Apparently, I'm really good at those today.
Dude, what the? Buy a lottery ticket, homie.
I know.
Fuck, bro.
Arcana 28.
Buy me
28.
a lottery ticket.
So he is casting a spell.
Now that you said that, I'm gonna go do that tonight.
Fuck, dude,
when
for
you
real.
when you show up, he's finishing casting the spell, and as he finishes, the dragon that you just saw disappears from his hand, and he puts his hand on the ground, and you would know that he cast a spell symbol.
Symbol?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a fun one. See, I'm also a caster of magic, so.
And
Oh, he's
He-
casting
as-
symbols.
as you show up, he goes, "Oh, perfect, I'm ready." So
Hold on, I gotta read.
you don't read it yet.
What do you mean?
Don't
My
read it
character
yet.
knows it.
Don't read it yet.
Okay, I won't read it yet. He says, okay, I'm ready.
He says, "Oh, perfect, you're here. I've crafted something, and it's here.
Get the
and-
spell weaving, bitch.
You did your magic, so I did mine.
Great.
I ask you to tell me what you told me again yesterday. And if you're lying, when you put your hand here, you will die.
I mean, I was telling
Your
you.
And
hands
if
are
you're not,
dude.
Oh, yeah.
then
Can't know the truth. Can't know the truth.
he doesn't know you can do that. You want to go cracking dawn, skin. It's like, motherfucker, here we go. I've got a nuke right here. Put your hand, like he's like, if you touch this and you're not lying, you won't get zapped to death when you touch the defibrillator. No,
So,
what it would actually do, the
It's
trigger
glyph
is-
of warding on crack.
What the actual trigger is, so he did actually inscribe death into it. You would take 10d10 necrotic damage.
Oh, yeah. Duh. 10d10 on a mid-roll on dead.
I mean,
Keep
however,
talking.
the trigger is
If I'm lying.
when a liar touches this stone.
Great. And so
If
I
he's
will
ever
tell
told a
him.
lie?
Zadius, don't tell me.
Fuck yeah, dude, I would burn.
Wait.
You could look at it and you'll
So-
burn.
This is gonna be
It
like
says you
if
decide-
Zaddy's trying
it
to
says
like
you
cross the
decide-
threshold of a church.
It says you decide what triggers the glyph when you cast a spell.
Yeah.
The trigger is if the last spoken phrase
Is alive.
from who touches this
Yeah.
is a lie. Death.
Cool. I will again describe a walk into the circle of the symbol. Like, this is not good. Are my friends here? Are my buddies here?
Yeah.
Yeah, once
just watch
again,
this man holler.
I'm stepping into the breach here.
I mean, I can't help it. I'm coming with you, I guess.
I'm the ride
You
home.
gotta hear
Yeah.
this kid.
I'll
I'm just sitting there with my scones,
say,
watching the show.
So I'll describe again how I had visions of her coming from the stars, and that her people are the stars, and the stars are the people, and she is descendant from this ancient bloodline of star people, and how they created everything, and then how she is a part of that bloodline, and she is very special because of that. The court of the stars, the court under the stars. Sorry,
It's both.
potato potato, or
it
there are
was-
two different things.
So it was at one time the Court of the Stars.
Okay.
And I'll get to the other portion in a second. But they are both. They're the same. At some point they renamed, but they are referred to as both.
Mhm. That is what she is.
And nothing happened.
Ugh.
Which means that it's a fucking landmine that's just here.
Oh, don't touch that. Don't say something bad and touch. Don't say
It
a
says
lie and touch.
until
Feels
dispelled
like
or
a huge
triggered.
hug. It's like, I'm so glad you learned you didn't die.
Can you get
Gang.
rid of that?
We gotta find a way to take this with us.
Until dispelled or triggered.
I'm gonna like grab a book and like. Just leave that there.
Did he tell us what the trigger was?
No.
Oh, okay.
I did, but he
But
did
he-
not. He said,
So we don't.
say it again, and if you're lying, you'll die. And then touch it.
But we get the inkling that if we say a lie and then touch it, then we'll die, right?
I will tell you that.
Yeah. I would give you that.
Yeah.
So I would say, between what I described to you and also you passing the roll for determining that it was symbol, you can connect the dots and you're like, fucking, you're like, Zadius, do not touch that. I don't know how specific this man was with his word choice.
Just don't.
Are
Okay,
you just
okay, no,
gonna, like,
shh,
leave
I
that
know.
there, or
I know.
do you
Every
want-
time we tell you to not touch something, you just go and touch it.
You want me
This
to
is the
activate it
one
so it goes
time
away?
I'm telling you, as a magic person, don't touch that.
I'm gonna touch it.
What did I just fucking say?
No, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not
Don't touch it.
I want to.
That
I
was
know.
another lie.
But I'm not
Whatever.
gonna.
I don't want you to touch it again, buddy.
I won't touch it again.
Yeah.
That was probably.
Also, like,
I haven't even had my
does
coffee
this just
yet.
sit here forever, or does it go
I mean,
away?
I think I could get rid of it, but I don't want to.
It
It's
can
kind of
stay.
fucking rad. TBH.
Like, what if somebody accidentally touches it after?
Why were they lying?
I don't know.
Seems fine. And he begins to walk away.
Seems fine. I'm gonna
Like,
put
I
a book
could,
over
I
it.
could set it off for
I'm
you
just
if
gonna
you want.
set a book over
I,
it.
I feel like this is the origin story for like how half of shit is trapped. It's just like, I made this thing for this one
They're-
situation.
They're
It
fake.
seems fine.
They're fake. And he's got a fairly reasonable point. Why were they lying? Shouldn't have lied and then stepped on my shit. Perfectly good booby trap. Would never be triggered by a good person.
Okay, so now what happens?
I was debating on
Well,
being like, I will pull
See,
that.
okay.
So
It's like, I know
We
that I
rebuilt
can
the court.
survive it.
the
I
court
know
under
that I
the
would
stars
survive it.
can continue.
Oh my
We
god.
have-
Lycian, you are the court under the stars. It is you. I think I've inadvertently signed you up for something.
I feel like you did. I feel like I got a title that I didn't ask for.
Just playing the game. Just
That's how it
playing
be
the game.
sometimes.
I got a promotion and
I mean, it's exciting. What you. This is the start of great things. We once were powerful, and
The fuck
now
you?
that we can continue,
Fuck you.
we can reestablish our foothold in the court. And if you want, once we do, we can go back and get rid of the man. What Medvec was his name? We can do whatever you want after that. Just we don't have the pull of the courts anymore. So, give it 200-300 years. If he's still around, we'll deal with it.
Oh, that was a 60-foot sphere. Oh, it would have been all y'all if I lied. It would have been everybody.
No,
taking
when he
10
said that, he
D10.
went, tell me that again, and then touch, and then go in there. And then he goes,
And then he backs up 60 feet. You take 10d10, then you take a wisdom save and you're frightened. Like, oh my god. Pain? That's a wild spell. I want
yeah,
it.
it's fucking tight.
I fucking want it.
High level druid, man. So,
yeah, I can learn that.
so, it's, I mean,
I rolled 69.
when
Yeah,
when
I would
we when you're trained, you'll have hundreds of years to live thousands.
Oh.
And if you really
You're immortal,
care
Lycian.
much to deal with this man, no problem. We can deal with him, the place that he came from, whatever you want. Just we can't do that now. So if you wish to deal with the man, he'll be dealt with. If you wish to deal with our pets, descendants of pets, then we'll deal with those too. It doesn't truly matter. I mean, we could put the dog down. Just, it can't happen now. We don't have the pull. We have a lot to rebuild, as you can see. So where would you like to begin?
Fuck. That was a lot.
It was a lot.
How did
I-
how did I get to this promotion?
Well,
It wasn't on my resume.
no, but it's in your blood. So, with you being here,
What? Why Why does it matter about me being taken? What would he want?
If the Paragon's spark is gone for too long, this realm will collapse.
So maybe he's trying to collapse each realm?
I don't know. What is he like? Is he one of the
I'm just
dragon
thinking
pet
out loud.
followers? Right. I'm responding. I'm not sure. What I can say is, if this man needs to be dealt with, and you know who it is, then once we have the court's armies,
In
we
200
can-
and 300 years,
how long do you think it's gonna take?
I think we would be dead before that.
No,
I will be.
unfortunate.
Yeah,
We-
probably.
We have magic for that if you really so choose. You
Uh.
can be us. You could be a satyr. You could be a human. If you could be another bugbear if you really want to. You can just be a bug if you so choose.
Yeah.
Drop the bear, be a bug.
Expedition 33.
You could
I
be
mean,
like
also-
a spider. You'd have 8 long ass arms.
Aren't you like the one class that doesn't die?
And anyone under that age.
Yeah,
dies.
spider.
Maybe.
And so like, there's
You
If
gotta
I
live
make it
that
that
long.
far.
that are under that age.
You gotta live that long to not die.
I'm just saying. I mean,
They
death
all
is honestly
die,
quite trivial.
basically. So
We
now
can
it's
solve
all-
that
This time.
pretty rapidly.
So, it's
So if you
started
really want to be there when he falls,
33.
Wow.
So this
you
is
can
the
be.
story of the 33rd expedition.
Yeah.
Well, I got this
I mean-
special hat to help us kill
Really
him.
cool.
Everybody under 100 died.
you're picking up what I'm putting down.
You're gonna reincarnate me.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing it. Yeah.
How is there anybody on the fucking
The truth
planet
is,
anymore?
I know
That's weird.
Yeah.
So-
I don't know what to do.
Well, we can teach you first. You must learn all the courts and how their titles are, and
But
How to address
I
them.
still have things to do, not here.
right, you have things to do.
But not here.
Where else would we go?
Well, I didn't say we.
What
I
would,
have
what
other
would you have us do?
Uh,
Wait until you're done.
did you just say wait until I
I-
die?
No, I said wait until you're done.
Oh, okay. Alright. I was like, that was morbid.
I was just like whispering it to you. It's like.
I'm confused. So
What?
I maybe you
why
don't.
Could you wait until I'm back?
Why would you leave? Maybe you don't understand what power comes with the court. You can have what you want. We just have to set the ground rules and set the respect back for the Court of Stars, and we have to rise to the status that they would know us from. Now that the Paragon has returned, we can return to the court, no longer disgraced.
Can we put a pin on that? The return? Because I still need to finish some things out.
Right.
And I'm
so
gonna take care of Medvac.
we can't go there anyway because you need to know how to address the court, and I don't think you do. So we have to train on that. Frankly, I would
What
be.
does that take?
It depends on how smart you are.
Oh,
We also have. I mean.
Jeez,
Every beast here is twice as smart as you.
Please.
And he says, frankly, your druidic needs work, and I question your abilities. So there's training to be had in both nature and in court. So we can begin with either. I
still have things I need to finish with these guys. That's my mission. I need to finish this because there's a big fuck off. Potentially everybody could die situation.
or not though.
Or not though. If only it was that fucking easy.
Or not.
You would say not, but it's we're
Well, if the place you're from, I should say. That's what I mean.
Mhm.
Will collapse if Orinthius returns, and you're here, who cares?
But I care.
For those that took you
They didn't
from
take
your
me.
people, they can stay.
They don't want to.
Nice. And stay.
Nice.
Hell yeah, brother.
Felix doesn't. Felix wants to go home.
He can go.
We promised.
I'm just tired of being
No,
the
we
dumbest
didn't.
one here.
We made a vow. You can't take her yet.
I want to go home.
I'm not
I'm the dumbest
taking
one there.
Listen. Appreciate it. I hear you. I hear the concerns. I understand.
We have a laundry list of things to do first. I mean, she doesn't
But
have to be part of that.
I
but-
can't wait 200, 300 years for you to kill somebody.
Then learn swiftly.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna swiftly get out and go
This
do
is
that.
where we enter the training montage. The Rocky
So-
Do you guys have like another dimension where time moves slowly?
Several parties of time in the meantime.
Exactly. He's just holding the speed gloves.
He says, he asks you,
Well,
Everybody's
What?
level 10. She's level
at what time will you return to your station on the court?
When you know, I don't know. I know that's not the answer you don't want, but when the time is right, and I think you and I both know when that is. But I need to finish this out before I can do that. See, I
Which
still
one?
have answers.
The man that took you, the one that will release the pet. Which thing are we talking about needing completion?
I don't think he's gonna wait. What pet?
Orinthius.
I don't think he. Don't you want him released?
I could care less. I mean, it's
That's what I thought.
frankly. I mean, I think it would be likely a boon amongst our people if the cosmic rose. I'm not sure why it wouldn't. I don't fear it. You shouldn't.
But what if he comes to your plane?
And then we tame it like the pet he is.
Oh, that sounds
Can you?
bad.
Yeah, like if I can.
So like,
fuck, bro.
Like, this attitude is.
So
You underestimate the
What if
court.
we need-
I'm not saying I would do it.
Oh.
The Fae would. The courts would.
Yeah.
They were our pets once, and they would return to being our pet.
This changes
so I guess
much. We can
you
trash
have-
talk this dragon. You're a
an
bad
infinite amount of time.
little bitch.
I don't have infinite amounts of time.
You've got an
Comparatively.
You gotta
absurd.
find a leather worker.
You've got so much
You're
time.
like, I need a collar made.
What's the
About
rush?
yay big for a dragon's neck.
There are 7 of us.
Just for the joke.
Got you this. Put it on.
We got you this coming in by wagon because you're a
What if you
little
give us-
bitch.
Okay.
What if you?
I believe you.
What if I
I
came with you?
don't understand how that's a rush.
Would you be able to help us find Medvac faster?
It sounded like you knew where he was.
I think we know where he is. It's
Yeah,
just
it's like we
about-
know where he is.
We know the cities he's at, right?
We got a pretty good idea where he's at.
I didn't think
Yeah,
I
he's
knew
on the
specifically.
Wizard Council.
If you're asking that I take the 6 people that are still living to go with you to go die. Well, the 6 people I still have, so 7 total.
Yeah.
To go die to the man that came to our home with an army. Now, I would advise, frankly, as I would hope to be counsel, that you instead have patience and court favor with the courts, and then we have an army.
In
Instead
200
of
years.
6 of us and myself going with you to fully end the bloodline and lose the stars.
But I'm not waiting 200 years. So, then you stay.
Hit my magic.
Fine. if I must, and you must,
And you hold down the fort. Still. Continue to hold down the fort.
here's what I would need.
Of course. What?
I need an appearance at the court so that they know that we are on the return and they are to expect us and to expect you. We will meet with the court. You will shake the hands. We will do what little training we can do for you to address the court, and then we will leave to go take care of our business.
Easy.
And what I mean by our business is, we will train you all so that you can go do this and actually make it out alive. Because, frankly, it is.
Just it's a fucking training montage!
Because, frankly, your passage is not sufficient. And when I say we will lose the stars, I don't say that in the aether. I don't say that as a figure of speech. If you die, the stars will twinkle out.
Oh my god.
No pressure.
Oh my god.
I've almost died, a couple times.
There's been a few.
No big deal. Now apparently it's a big deal. Fucking blackout.
It dies with you.
Fuck, this is red.
And so, I ask, we make an appearance at the court. We reestablish ourselves as members of the court. You allow us to teach you. And then you handle the petty squabbles of the other world before coming back to where you're supposed to be.
Come on. We return as gods. Like everything about this is just Batosh is just
And
let's go.
It's like you can't just
And the
toss
other
like a
side of
Teams
it
message or something.
and the better way to do it would be, in my opinion, to advise again.
That sound.
We would train first, then leave for court. I don't know why we would try to rush the first. It doesn't have to be years. We can do it quickly.
Like a week?
A week, bro.
If you'll give us 2,
It's not even a whole season of West Wing.
if you'll give us 2, I think we can properly and sufficiently
trying to-
train you.
Get a good timeline here. Okay. Fine.
We don't have anything pressing. I mean, pressing in the other world. That Prince guy's dead. What?
I mean, there's the whole, like, Talik and all of them are now together, and they're trying to bring that all back, and that's probably going to be a whole big thing.
Yeah, but not this. Not this instant.
I mean, they're, like, actively doing it.
Did you talk about the book with him at all?
I did not mention the books themselves or that we had any of them, but I did mention that Talik was
feel like that's
going around
yeah.
basically writing the instructions for how to awaken the cosmic dragon.
Yes, you did. What was that?
Out of character. So we know the time that's happening here.
Mhm.
Is it the same time that's happening out in the
You do not know.
Philippines? So we could be like blasting through 2 weeks, and it could be like a fucking afternoon there.
Or you could be going through a minute here and it's days there. You know?
Well, at which point we're already fucked.
You come back, Renthis is out.
It's like,
you just
oopsie
you
doodle.
just don't.
Then I
You
have to
just don't
figure
know.
out which column
Now,
of my book
out-
Orinthius goes on.
Now out of game,
I can give
it's
you a
passing
head
at the same rate.
Okay.
But
Oh
in
my
game, you don't know.
Okay.
I
So
think
we train.
get pumped up.
I could do
Go
a
to
couple
court.
weeks.
Shake some hands. Kiss some babies. Get out of there.
It's just like we train. You just show your face and be like, "Hey, I'm back. Stars are coming back, baby. I'll be right back. I got some unfinished business. Peace." And then we did.
That is exactly what I proposed.
I just put it into words that my blue brain can understand.
We need to show
Well then,
that the
and
Paragon is
there's-
returned.
And they're not gonna try to like make me stay. I can leave. There's no like.
No, of course not. Why would they
You
wouldn't
got
make you
you,
stay.
everyone.
So
I don't know if there's a catch. There's a catch.
there's no catch.
Can you put your hand on the thing?
There's no catch, and he walks into the zone.
You put your hand on it and be like, she'll be able to leave once she goes to the court.
Is that you putting your hand on that thing?
He's placing his hand. He's placing his hand on his own symbol, and he says, "The leader of my court can decide what she will do. If she chooses to leave, she will leave. We will follow her, because that's what we've always done, and we've always followed the stars."
Mm-hmm. It's cool for me then.
Would you like to come in and say some of your words?
No, you don't want to.
Not good.
He doesn't have a lot of words. He's a man of few words. Basically none.
Sometimes.
My question becomes, how long would you give us to teach you?
Alright.
Before you return to this court. Before you return to the material.
Like a month?
What do you think?
3 weeks? 2
It's
weeks?
like they're going. Like they're out and about, they're moving, they're doing some shit over there. And we've been
So we
gone
got 2
for
weeks?
2 days.
2 days.
we've been gone for longer than 2
No,
days.
it's been
No.
2 days.
You
No,
said earlier,
we
I think 2
just
days.
long rested. So it's today is the second
If
day.
you recall, there was a long rest, there was a really long time in between, and then there was this long rest.
So it's been 2 days.
Well, there's the long rest. There
This
was
is
a really
the
long
third
time.
day.
There was another long rest where right after Zadius died.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first long rest.
I thought it was the second long rest.
Yeah, that was the first
That
long
was the
rest.
first one. Was
Damn.
You guys had been in this place for a fucking minute. And you guys kept asking if you're gonna rest, and I kept saying no. This is either the second or the third day today. And I believe it's
Can
the
we-
third day today.
Can we smash it out in a week, or you really want 2 weeks?
Whatever you wish.
Let's-
If your
let's
matters are
do-
so pressing,
Let's do a week and see where we're at, and if we need more time, we'll do another week. 'Cause if you're
What do
not
we need the
satisfied
training
after,
for?
If you're not satisfied after 1 week, then we'll do another week.
why would I be the one needing to be satisfied?
You're the one that told me I was weak.
I'm confident that you are, and I'm confident that they are. We're willing to train all of you.
So then
So I'm
I
telling
need you
you,
to have confidence after 1 week.
if you want my confidence, you'll stay here for years. And we will get to where I need you to be. And I'm asking you, as the first action of your court, to make a decision on how long you'd like us to train you.
Like, what is the training like to become stronger,
25 business
strong
days.
enough to be helpful in the court, or like rules and regulations and bowing and stuff?
No, I mean so
Table-
that you'll live
table
when you go
placing.
deal with people who are insignificant to the court.
Okay, yeah. Well, 1 week's not gonna.
Not. It will be both
3 to 5 business
for
days.
her.
Yeah.
It will be both for her. For you all, I could care less. Just don't speak when we're there, and we'll be fine.
I mean, that seems fair, honestly, knowing us.
Yeah, it's like there's really not much
Realistically-
good that would come from us talking.
I mean, I get it,
Realistically,
It
you
hurts.
could just stay here
It
and
stung
we
a little.
leave.
but I get
But I
it.
assume that that's not how we're gonna do this transaction. So I'm assuming that she'll force you all to come, or force us to let you come. I suppose would be the better wording. That's fine. Which means that when you're spoken to, look to us, and we will speak for you when we're at the court. I don't mean to disrespect you, but we can't have you disrespect the court, because frankly, the training will be for naught, and you'll have died there.
So, how long will it take to train her in the, like, good day, my lord, that stuff? Like, week?
How good at name recollection are you? Because if you address them by a different name or a different court, they will take great offense, and we will have enemies amongst the court. So it depends.
Is that like intelligence?
How big is this court? How many names do you need to know?
I think we should do like a
Which
month and a
court?
half. Like 2 months almost.
Yes.
Do I
The
need
court
to,
of the
let y'all
Sealy
go and
is
I
made up of
stay?
9 court.
No.
All of them have their own leadership, and all of them have their own titles. All of them need to be addressed in the way that they are meant to be. So,
Is there like a
The
spell
question
we can
would-
use to put the thoughts in
Is there
her
like an
brain?
ACT test I can take?
yeah.
Can we have somebody in another room with a cheat sheet just using a telepathic bond?
Yeah, it's like
Just one Elysian in a trench coat.
There's somebody's out there with a teleprompter.
No, somebody will just whisper them into my thoughts.
That is Dorcas. Dorcas, the leader of the Fae.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. There are 9 other courts. There's 10 total courts. Because the Court of Stars is one of those 9 other courts. I ask that you make a determination of the duration of your training.
Termination?
The duration.
Oh, I was saying terminate. How long? I said a week.
1 week. Then we'll train for 1 week. Okay. So, what we're going to do now is... so we're level 10. I would like you to roll a d4. And it's going to be 1 and 2, 3 and 4. That is the number of levels you're going to gain.
Hold the fuck up.
Can I get David?
Guidance.
Guidance.
And you
Oh, she's rolling for us.
Yep, and you
All
said,
right.
and you said a week, so you get 1 d4 to roll.
Oh, you could have said like 4 weeks. You did like 4 D4s. I hate every single one of you at this table.
You guys could have gone up. You guys could have gone up a maximum of 8 levels.
Oh God.
And that is why I was like, I can't tell you because this is the reveal.
All right.
Can I back it up a little bit?
No, dude.
Nah,
Time
roll
marches on. You better roll a fucking 4.
I will allow, if you guys really would like, instead, to roll 1 single d4 to determine the total number of weeks you train, and that is the number of levels you'll get, instead of 1 and 2. So I will just double, because I truly did expect you guys to say at least 2 weeks. So roll a d4, and that is the success of your training during that week.
Oh, okay.
3 is pretty good. So there are some caveats to the levels, however. If you take a feat, you must legitimize it in the frame of a druid. If you are taking levels in druid outside of yourself, because that'd be too powerful, you can gain 1 level of druid in addition.
Whoa.
Because obviously they're better at
People,
teaching
you
this.
know?
That'd be pretty funny.
I will not allow you to do it because
No.
your wisdom doesn't match.
Absolutely
Your
not.
wisdom's not quite there. Plus, you hate the beast lens, and now at this
Yeah,
point,
absolutely
questionable
not.
whether or not you like animals.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's funny, but absolutely not.
Is this where the two
She gets back and cat curls up on left.
I was just thinking, I'm like, okay, game it, my friend. Cat's as good a game it.
So
It's
if you choose to take a level in druid instead of so you have 3 levels to spend. If you choose 1 level in druid, you'll get 2 of your choice and then 2 of druid.
I don't
Okay.
think it would make sense for me to take druid.
In a lot of cases, it won't. And for this, you do need to match the requirements of taking druid in order to do it, so that you wouldn't be able to.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
dumb as fuck. It doesn't matter.
Are you wise?
No.
Oh.
There's nothing mental going on.
Did you
there.
ask that question?
I didn't know. I seriously didn't know what his wisdom was.
The other thing that I will give you is if you do not take the additional level in druid, what you can instead do, if you would like an extra thing, is you can choose something specific to something a druid will be able to teach, a feat, a skill proficiency, and you can select that as a proficiency or a feat or something, but you have to legitimize it as this is something a druid would know really well and be able to teach you and cement.
Nature.
So I'm going to be, yes, that is quite literally the easiest example, but you can just pink that one up, or you can find a feat, and it must make sense
In
very,
druid.
very narrowly
Yeah.
that a druid would be able to teach you that.
Okay.
But it could be a spell or whatever.
No, it would be a feat or 2 levels in druid.
Okay.
What is our training?
Or skill proficiency.
What is our training montage song that's playing in the background
Holy shit.
as this goes on? And then every once in a while during the song, you see like a calendar flip. It's like John's got the he's like working the speed bag.
I really did think you guys would say at least 2 weeks. And I was
You
like,
kept pressuring me, guys.
Hold
the
the.
timeline.
he did. You were like, let's go for a month.
I was like,
You
no,
worked out over a month.
no, I didn't. I was like, no, push it for a
You
month, month
said
and a
I
half.
hate
Yeah.
every single one of you at this table.
Because you said I'm gonna week. Because I look at my phone. My bad, I was on my phone. I look at my phone for 2 minutes and I come back and Lizzie's like, let's do a week. When she initially said a month, I'm like, month, great.
I fully stand by it. There's no world in which Farmer Dan's like, yeah, 2 weeks sounds good.
Get me the fuck out of this place.
I understand mechanically
Yes,
you're
you-
upset.
you-
You
doesn't wanna be
can't
here?
explain that away in the world of Farmer Dan.
Oh, I absolutely can.
So,
Bad shit happened. I gotta go take care of bad shit.
Is this how you work?
This sword is very
You
angry
got-
at me.
Okay, sorry, Your Majesty.
Just kidding.
She's now a god, and we can't let her die. Like,
Yeah. That was the plan all along, was to not let her die.
that's what I texted you like every single fucking time. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was me, just this moment. I would always text Roxy. I would say like, "Hey, always prioritize Elysian and never move Farmer Dan. Just don't move it. Even if he's about to die, don't move Farmer Dan." I knew.
Glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
if one of the party
Felix
dies,
and Aisha
the
should have
stars
been
will cease to
Elysian
exist.
bodyguard.
If the other party dies, he's just dead forever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cease to exist.
He's just dead. And the soap stars are gone. Everybody in the entire universe. Huh?
Now they don't know this, and you guys, your characters won't see it, but the stars would, no, there would never be another star created, and they would just like
Fade
over the
out
course of
slowly.
probably 20 years,
Yeah.
all of them
fade.
would like there'd be just less and less and less stars in the sky until there
Dang,
were
that's
none.
sad.
Yeah.
The heat.
Hey, I didn't make up or pick the circle of magic or any of the things that she was picking. I was just over here going like,
No, this is rad. This is
Rad as
fucking.
fuck.
do a
This
lot.
is rad as
I can do a
fuck.
lot.
But it's 3 levels, but if we want to take a feat, it has to be something druid related.
3
Narrow
levels,
druid.
and you can take a feat. But the feat has to be
She
specific.
said
in
narrowly
addition to
druid related.
what you would get from
Correct.
your level ups.
The,
It's
the
like,
only
or
bonus
two
is
druid,
2
two
levels in
other.
druid, and you'll be 1 level higher than the rest of your party. I am totally okay with that because of the specifics of the narrative. I also don't really see, like, if anything, like 1 or 2 people take that option.
What if I did 3 levels of druid? Would I get 6?
You would just get 4 levels.
Okay. Never mind.
Fucking
So
cats in it over here.
Cat's like, how can I power game?
Oh, and,
What should
and
you
if
do?
you do take levels in druid so much so that you would get 3, you must be Circle of Stars. Like you're forced into that path because that's what they would teach you.
okay.
That makes sense.
I was gonna do moon druid so I could turn into a
Of
bear.
course you would.
Can't do it.
I would do
That's a different
fill in the
core.
blank with anything that maxes the fuck out of whatever the heck I have in my head. That's what you do.
I don't
You
even
have
know
to
if that would
sign
be
in.
dusk or night. I assume that'd be the night core. To be a moon druid. But I don't know what-
For my special feat, I would like magic initiate druid
Yeah, you could do that for sure.
because it uses wisdom for my spell casting, and then I get
Yeah, you can
I
absolutely
get
do that.
magic.
Would I be able to do alert for my special feat?
Alert.
Oof. Felix is alert.
I'm not.
Hmm?
I don't have alert.
You don't have alert, but you are alert.
That's true.
Everything's like
It's
5
the
feet.
constant
Yeah, I
awareness
know.
of your surroundings.
I can
the,
feel the universe.
You see into the 4th dimension. You
Absolutely.
can taste the sound. 4 levels. So let's roll these hit dice, baby.
3 levels.
3 levels.
Three
Wow,
levels.
I'm
Hmm. Can you take a look? That's a great question. Let me look at some of the other feats.
bad.
Let me scope it by alert really quick. There's a solid maybe so far, by the way.
So 60. 61 plus 16. 77. You take those wins.
Ooh, this one.
not taking the gold levels.
Yeah, no. Absolutely fucking not. Fuck that shit.
I am wise.
I'm a good Christian boy. I don't believe in that pagan bullshit.
I could not have made them more pagan. I will allow alert with a modification.
Sure.
Instead of +5, it will be
Yes,
+3.
proficiency bonus
Alright.
increase, by the way.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. Huh? What the heck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Some of the feats are applicable, though they wouldn't normally be accessible. So like Fey teleportation would actually be allowed as a thing to take. Fey touch would be a thing that would be allowed. Because they are Fey, very much so.
Yeah, I was looking at
I
that.
get that, right?
These are
Actually.
13. Wow.
Yeah. I get
Planar Wanderer would. Where is this from? What is this? Sigil of the Outlands. No, that would be. That's not. That doesn't.
proficiency went up. It did.
Nope. Yep.
Choose one divination or enchantment school.
My library.
Skulker would apply.
Sounds roguey.
That sounds a little mean.
That means our spell saves went up.
Oh, shit.
DCs went up.
I don't know. What am I even right now? I'm 8 and 2.
8 and 2.
Yeah. I got me up to level 5.
What's your 8?
Fighter.
What's your 2?
Cleric.
Oh.
I'm a good Christian boy.
I mean, level 5 cleric is. I mean, level 3 cleric is.
Jesus.
No, level 5 cleric's like the peak
Third
cleric.
level spell.
Yeah.
That's peak cleric right
I
there.
could
There's gonna be
fireball.
Spear
You
Guardian
can fireball.
Felix.
You can fireball. you have to take.
You have to be the fireball cleric.
Felix has
Cleric.
casted one spell and then suddenly he's cast 2 fireballs. It's very funny.
Atosh
You
would
could
be
also.
elated.
So it's not a listed feat.
Mm-hmm.
But there are the gifts of the dragons. You could do
Oh, yeah, those are
you
fun.
could do the gift of the cosmic dragon. Doesn't exist. What it would give you, if you so chose, would be you learn the spell bless, and you can cast it once per day. You can still spend spell slots to cast this,
Mm-hmm.
How do you edit?
and then you would have luck, but only once per day, one luck day.
Wizard. Level 13. Edit. Neat.
Do I take 1 level of paladin and 2 levels of fighter?
What would be a useful ASI in my
I have a question for you, Cassie.
Just taking on a con.
When
It
when
is funny that your
attempting
con
to
is
learn
low.
about the court,
My con's not low.
would you go about it in
It's
the
funny
way
that
of?
it's not low and I'm still. I've overrolled
Would you
like
go about
shit.
it in the way
Yeah.
of?
I mean,
of
more con's always
charisma,
good.
where you're
It is.
trying to win people over by your abilities to. So when you're speaking to these people, you're trying to come off as smart,
I mean, they have a
as
lot of
likable,
wizards.
as
Yeah,
wise.
I was about to say, I think you could be like a
Is there
case for
so
wisdom.
obviously you're
But the thing is,
you're
I
being
always
asked
have
to
advantage
fill a
on wisdom,
role of
charisma,
loyalty.
and
If there was a way to
that's
describe the
right.
way you
Like,
wish
because I'm
to.
a blue boy.
That's true.
Maybe we'll
that's
use
true.
it once for long rests, but having absorb elements on a month
Yeah.
sounds.
I come across
But then there's fairy fire.
like a very
Fairy Fire's a fun spell.
Isn't it though?
I hate this fucking app.
I'm not very. I'm
Or
not
I could just pull
It
up.
doesn't doesn't have to be associated to your sheet because these people are trying to teach you anyway. So what I'm saying is, if you had to describe the one of 3 ways in which you would be the leader of the court,
Oh, darn.
of
If she rolled a
like
4,
you would learn the facts
We
and
got
try to
4
make
levels.
informed decisions,
I would've
intelligence
gotten my
style.
3rd
You would try to learn about like
crazy.
you would try to wisdom would be like getting all the facts together and seeing like the biggest picture possible.
Jesus, that's level
And then
19.
charisma would be like, I want to have the ability to win over
I want
people in
something
the
that
court.
makes me like harder to see.
My feet.
Charisma.
Okay.
Yeah, like something that.
Why were you looking at boons?
Well, I didn't realize that was a 19. I've never seen those before. I've never had a character that had even need to look at them. So I was just trying to. That one actually did that. It like made you obscured and
Mhm.
light, dim light or whatever.
Yeah.
I want something like that. That'd be cool.
Isn't there a darkness one? Not casting, but there's like a shadow one where you,
I don't
if
know.
you're in a shadow, you're hard to see or something. That's not.
Start with that.
Let's find
I think I'm
Would
just
you
gonna
say
go
would you say that in some way would you say that when they're teaching you this, are you looking to
it. Fade away.
come off as something you're not and just pass? Or are you truly trying to learn what they're like?
No, I want to truly learn. I'm not trying to.
Okay.
talk
Oh,
as a-
prerequisite gnome.
I do take it serial.
Right. I'm saying when you're getting this when
Prerequisite,
when they're attempting to train you in this way, are you at all just trying to are you trying to just pass the test really quick first, or are you looking at the long picture?
No, I'm looking at the one picture.
Okay.
I gotta go cleric, right? It's the funnier option.
But at that level, you also get. Is that when you get spirit versions?
Big beat
Level
pussy.
5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Future third level spells.
Then
I
you're-
don't even currently have any second level spell slots, so I think that's very funny.
Yeah.
Spirit
Yeah.
Guardians Felix.
It is pretty good.
I don't even know what would your spirit guardian be.
I don't know. That's a good question.
A log.
Oh.
Not a lot of logs. A single fucking log.
Alright.
It's one big log just
It's
rolling
rolling
around.
around like a
Forget how do we roll
fucking
HP?
Kirby
It's just
level.
two.
It's
above your-
It's just
advantage.
advantage.
And some comes.
Yeah.
Did you remember to roll your health dice at advantage?
Can't beat a 6, and the only 2 I can beat are 5, so. Nope. We're
Wait,
good.
you just rolled 6 by 5?
I rolled 6, 5, 5.
I just rolled 8, 7, 7.
So.
It's
Thank
fucking
you.
good training.
About fucking
I was like,
time.
I got
You earned
5,
it.
9,
Thanks,
7. I
team.
felt
You
pretty good
deserved
about
it.
it.
Thank you. I did. You
Yeah.
know what? I fucking did.
You
After all
fucking
those
did.
levels where it was like, 3.
Getting roasted for like 3 years, yeah, you deserve it.
22 plus 3 is 25.
Felix is.
Alright, finally broke 100.
Okay. Cassie, you gain
And
one
no longer
additional
make
feat as
power
well.
killed.
The speech of the speech of the ancient beasts.
Also, everybody's temporary hit points is now 17.
What the fuck?
So
Because
you
it's
will
charisma
gain
plus
How
level.
much? How much?
17.
I
you will
might.
gain this feat
So
in
close to
addition to
breaking
your
100.
levels. I'm assuming you kind of want to do your levels after, so we can talk. Okay. But you will also gain this feat in addition.
There it is.
Sending it to me.
Fireball.
Dude, you got it. And you, of course, you got daylight. Heck
Yeah,
Daylight's
I'm a
awesome.
liker.
And also, it's been dark for the last week, and you're fucking sick of it.
Yeah.
So you're like, let's see the sun one time.
I'm gonna make a flaming sphere and just have it follow me around. Running into shit, catching on fire, I don't care. Let's roll some dice. That's cleric, so that's a D8. Yeah.
What that?
That's the feat you will be getting in addition to your 3 levels.
I don't know what that is. I'm gonna Google it.
You get +1 to charisma. Beasts of large size or larger have a friendly disposition towards you unless you've attacked them. You have advantage on charisma checks made against beasts that are larger or larger. And you can understand giant eagle, giant elk, giant owl.
Woof.
You can also not,
Okay.
and you can also be understood by any size beast, large or larger, whether or not they speak languages. They must have an intelligence of 4 or more.
Alright.
Something from Tasha's.
So,
Not the best.
what happens when I wow shit?
Nothing. It just gives you a charisma,
Hilarious.
and you are.
I got your
You
rolls.
can talk to
Cool. So
big beasts.
Really?
I just rolled double ones.
Oh.
And that's why I was asking. So you would.
Oh.
Oh.
You were
Yeah.
That was
getting
your
a-
advantage.
You were getting
Yeah.
a feat
Oh,
somewhere.
cool.
Yeah. I got a 2, a 5, and a 1.
Ouch.
Advantage.
Wow.
Yeah, eat that.
That's okay. I don't mind. You deserved it.
Someone's got to have some W's.
If
Yeah.
anything that makes sense for why you leveled up, you're like, can I just get the fuck?
Yeah,
out of
that's
here?
true. That's true.
Like in story, you're like, this
You leveled up.
is the
You go,
longest week of my life.
Why do I
Why am I just
really
doing
want
ASI?
mounted combatant and just want to fly around in a Pegasus?
Let's get Felix. Get out of here.
Isn't alert just +5 to your
Why?
to your initiative?
Mm-hmm.
But for this one, if you
I
were
rolled
taking it, it'll be a
two.
+3 instead.
Okay.
Why?
It's druidy, but not druidy enough.
Mhm,
So I was like,
mhm,
I'll allow it, but a little less.
Yeah.
It's still a really good feat,
Oh, right.
Mhm.
but especially if it's a free feat.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So
Filter.
I am gonna turn the streamer boy off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
now. But yeah, that was the session. When we come back, we'll be level
Woof.
13.
What about thrown weapon fighting?
That's